So before coming to see this movie, I had seen Eric Voss's no spoiler review for this movie, and he said that this was kind of like a bonus episode of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And after walking out of the theater, I have to agree on that. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reactions, and I just got out of seeing quite possibly, I think, the first big film of the year, and that is Captain America Brave New World. This one, of course, stars Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Shira Haas, Carl Lumley, Danny Ramirez, amongst a whole host of other people. As the U.S. and other nations try and start a war over resources, Sam Wilson has to see who's pulling the strings while everything else falls into chaos. So, up front, I wanted to give not only a history of my experience, because I believe this is the first MCU film that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel. I've, of course, reviewed Agatha All Along, and I've reviewed other Marvel movies like Venom and Kraven, but this will be my first MCU film, so I want to give some context of my history of the MCU, and then, the Cap films that we've gotten so far. So, my history with the MCU. I've been a fan of the MCU for, oh god, I'm going to sound old, 15 years now. Uh, First started it watching Iron Man 2, and then ever since 2012's Avengers, I've not missed a single MCU project to date. So, big time veteran of the game. And I know the MCU's been catching flack recently about their projects not being good, but you know, I think I might have also said this in my Saw review my Saw review as well. It's like I've treated the Saw franchise as like running TV, and to me now the MCU is now just running TV. Like you're gonna have your shows and your movies that you want to watch like over and over and over again just because you love them so much. Well, that's the same with like television. You have certain episodes that you like to watch over and over and over again. Um, so that's just the way I see the MCU and anything long running anymore. It's like if they want to tell a continuous story, then they can do that, or they can be like anthology um, types of stories, which ironically is what the Halloween franchise wanted to be at first, but then it was all about Michael Myers. Anyway, now let's get on to the history of these Captain America films. The first one, Captain America, the First Avenger, an absolutely amazing introduction to Chris Evans's, Steve Rogers, and a whole host of other players that we would get to know and love in the Infinity Saga. Then we get to Winter Soldier, which is an absolutely amazing espionage movie and is absolutely kick-ass in every single way. Then we get to Civil War, which is probably and this is what I heard at the time, was like, this is what Avengers 2 should be. And I liked Avengers Age of Ultron, but many people were saying that Civil War is what Avengers 2 should have been. And as Civil War was absolutely amazing. And of course, we have, all these characters introduced. Like we had Bucky in the first film, Sam Wilson, who got introduced in Winter Soldier, and of course, everybody's there in Civil War. And of course, lest we forget, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which that show is a direct result of why we are getting this movie. And Falcon and Winter Soldier was a really good show. Really liked Sam and Bucky's chemistry. Really liked John Walker as kind of a looming threat as well. The Flag Smashers, I wouldn't necessarily say is like Marvel's best villains, and that's why I kind of rank Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of low on the MCU shows is because I grade it just based off of like how good the hero villain dynamic is, and like the Flag Smashers didn't really do much. It's kind of like the Clandestines from Ms. Marvel, and I love Ms. Marvel, but the Clandestines were definitely like the weakest part of that show. So that's why I kind of put Falcon Winter Soldier kind of on the lower end. But we have this movie now. Now, the critic score for this on Rotten Tomato is right down the middle, 50%. But the audience score is more closer to 80%. And I'm more closer to the audience score on this. I think this is a really solid film. I really, really had fun with this. The action scenes are absolutely awesome. The relationship between Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, Danny Ramirez as Joaquin Torres, and Carl Lumley as Isaiah Bradley, they are absolutely hysterical, and they have such a camaraderie, and they are just so funny together. It's absolutely awesome. Like those three are absolutely awesome. Harrison Ford coming in to replace the late William Hurt as Thunderbolt Ross. I think he does a really good job. It's funny that at my state museum they played Air Force One right before releasing Brave New World. So I just find it funny that we have Harrison Ford as president in one film, and then we have him as a president in this film as well. Um, but yeah, I think he does a really good job. He does a really good job of being like having the sternness that Hurt had, but also giving Ross a soft spot, which he had like all the way back in 2008's Incredible Hulk film. Um, and just as an FYI, I'm not getting into spoilers in this video. I am going to record a separate spoiler video for those that have seen the film and want to talk spoilers. Um, the fight scenes are absolutely awesome. Like the film opens up with a really good fight scene. There are good fight scenes peppered out, good shootouts and everything. Um, Another person that I really like, Giancarlo Esposito, Sidewinder. He was really kick ass, and you know he was really really cool in the movie, and I hope we get to see more of him in the MCU at some point. He was really really cool. And then of course the big fight at the end with Sam and Red Hulk, that was absolutely fun. And if we ever have more Red Hulk in the MCU, I will be a happy man. I will be a happy man about that. But yeah, I think that's really all that I can get into right now without going full blown into spoilers. So if I were to rank it, I would say of the Cap films, it's probably third, but the other two that are above it are Winter Soldier and Civil War. Not in that, it would be the other way around. I've put it Civil War, Winter Soldier, like those are like close 1 and 2, then Brave New World, and then First Avenger. But yeah, I had a really fun time watching this. I I absolutely had a fun time watching it, and I don't understand the hate for this. I want to remind people that you know, I go to the movies to have fun and escape, and lest we forget what superhero movie we got a year ago, Madam Web, and I think that this is an improvement tenfold. So, you know, you get gifts every once in a while and appreciate those gifts. Even though it may not be the best gift, take the gift no matter what. But yeah, I had a fun time. What did you guys think of Captain America Brave New World? Let me know down in the comments below. Stay tuned because I'm going to have a spoiler video coming up here really, really soon. I'll catch you guys later.